Hello. Welcome
Whoa.
to
Hi.
a regular episode of Unscripted Gaming. Haven't had one of these since. Actually, no, I take that back. We had one of these like last month. Never mind. I thought it's been a while. But Mike's here. That's different. Hi, Mike.
Oh, I was trapped in a Murphy bed.
Wow, I haven't heard of one. You
And
took me back like 20 years.
they had to feed me granola bars through a slot until the fire department got there 2 weeks later. And then it happened again.
All
I'm
this is
here
making me
now.
think like Return with a V. You know, back
right.
when apartment space was optimized and Murphy beds were just a genius idea. This is a pro Murphy bed podcast. I've declared it now.
We're just gonna go out on a limb. If your podcast has not declared this, they are anti.
It's true.
They're anti.
You either Murphy bed with me or you Murphy bed against me.
What kind of
It's true.
podcast are you?
So
we do
also,
mattress advertisements. Okay, what kind?
Josh is also here.
I'm here. Hello. I was scuba diving in a water bed, so I had my own mattress.
Wow.
Strife. So,
I've heard of the bends, but this is ridiculous.
Hey,
Oh my gosh.
hey, do you guys know how to make your waterbed extra bouncy? You put
Add
spring water in it.
Yeah. It took me a second. I had to go to my dad.
I'm going to go to the nearest grocery store in the evil state I live in. And I'm going to buy a high-powered rifle. I'm going to drive to your house, and I'm going to shoot you.
Fair.
And then I'm going
No.
to turn myself in, and then the jury will exonerate me because I have done nothing wrong.
No jury would convict you.
Nope.
Speaking of no jury would convict you, this is completely tangential to probably anything we're talking about, but it is kind of gamer related. So there's a GIF going around of a guy ringing a bell outside of someone's house, and people are calling that the like Reddit mod, and that's like actually a thing that happened. Like a guy went to another human being's house and started ringing his bell and demanding that he open the door to get his daughter. I don't know if you guys have seen that video or whatnot, or what that's based on.
Oh yes,
No?
no, yes. I know it took me a second. No, actually, pretty fucked up story. Dude
Yeah.
was clearly unwell and talking
Yeah.
to a gentleman through a Ring camera, and
Yeah.
he definitely looks very gamer edgelord Reddit mod.
Yeah,
but
he looks like what you think a Reddit mod looks like. That's what that guy looked like.
Yeah.
He was wearing Crocs. He was wearing like
rough.
the oversized duster, the
Oh.
a graphic
the
tee. He was
Alright.
wearing pajama pants.
Yeah, the gif, the gif that they've made from it, and the images are fun. But like the gentleman who owned the house actually like raced home, snuck in through his back door, got a shovel, and basically beat this guy after he broke into the house until the cops got there. So like actually pretty fucked up. But
Yeah,
hey,
yeah.
the internet's gonna have fun.
I had like what I thought was a non-controversial take amongst a group of friends I was talking with, or a group of friends, associates, colleagues. I said, and this is one of the extremely rare instances where like suburban dad owning a gun. That's one of the extremely rare instances where it's like, yeah, end him. It's cool. No one would say boo about that. And someone actually disagreed with me, like, nah, he did the right thing with the snow shovel. Oh, I looked at them like, are we really doing this right now? Is this the hill you're gonna die on? If someone like I'm going to be honest. If someone like I don't have a Ring camera anymore. I haven't had one for a while. But if someone was like banging on my Ring camera and said, "Open the door, let me see your kid," it's like, you stay out my house, or you'll recognize how much ammo I have in my house the hard way. What's it gonna be, dude? Or my wife will do it, whatever, because that's like insane. But yes, as you were saying, the gifs of it, hilarious. I saw steamed ham versions of it, of just where he's like banging on the door saying, "I'm here for a lunch."
I need everybody not watching the video version to know that Mike was locked and loaded to rebuttal that until he heard steamed hams and he fucking lost it. And all of
there's just a battle of the spirit of these things. And I'm generally not like a Despite my comments literally 45 seconds ago, I don't like to think of myself as a violence first person. But you know it's not good when you undergo significant violence via snow shovel, and the internet collectively is like, yeah, let's steam ham that guy. You've lost the battle of hearts and minds, and
Yeah,
you
no.
just,
Yeah.
that's just it.
I'm gonna send you the Steam Ham video later. Don't worry.
As they said, it's Jover. It's just
Yeah.
It's in fact Jover.
You threatening to kill the family, threatening to abduct the daughter, and then breaking into their house when the person on the ring thinks that please just go away, please, please. Like, I don't know, man. Yeah, I think I don't know what friends you're going to make after this, but you need locked away from society.
Seek
for a little
help.
bit.
Seek help in many, many ways.
But you know what's not Jover? Video games. They're pretty cool.
What's this podcast about again? Oh yeah, video games.
I've heard that sometimes we talk about
Reddit.
I was going to talk about
Dwayne
Maxwell being a power Reddit admin for a long time, but we don't have to get to that.
Can I
bad Reddit people?
Can I talk about the one game I've been playing lately?
Yes.
In the very little downtime I've gotten, I was playing a lot of Battlefield 6, and I think I'm done with that. I've unlocked all the assault stuff. I unlocked all the support stuff. I unlocked all the recon stuff, and I said, you know what? I think I'm good. I've got like 80 hours in Battlefield 6. I'm good. I was listening to the Jeff Gershman show, and they were like up talking Pragmata, and I decided to like watch a trailer for Pragmata, and then I said, oh crap, I need to buy this game. So I did. And I've only played an hour of it, but the hour I played of Pragmata, ooh, it's pretty good. Not gonna lie, that's
my understanding based on what it looks like is they made an Xbox 360 game in the year of our Lord 2026.
in a lot of ways, yeah, but
it's like the one that I never played, where it's like the Capcom one, where you're like the guy sliding around and shooting stuff and
Vanquish. That game
rocked. Oh, that man, that was
looks
a good
like they just
game.
did that, which is not a bad thing. But I'm like, yeah, more people should just be like, hey, let's just make more Xbox 360 games.
Yeah, let's make more like
Xbox
games that take 8 hours,
and
they're really
you know
highly
the problem with
polished.
these game consoles these days, they don't have games. There's no games on them.
No disagreement. I've been one of the reasons I actually got Pragmata is because it's like I just want I don't need like a 500-hour open world game. I want a solid tight experience. I've been getting a lot of that experience from the indie scene, so I played a lot of indie games much recently. But if Capcom is going to say like, here you go. By the way, it's not Resident Evil. I haven't played Resident Evil 9 yet. I don't want to pay $70 for it. I'm waiting for the price to come down. But it's an original IP. I know Mike has an idea about this. Like, yes, it's a sad dad game, but it's doing it in a very subversive way to where it's like, oh, it's a sad dad game that isn't pretentious. It's like, no.
That's very intriguing. I think honestly, sad dad game that is not Naughty Dog slop is appealing to me.
Naughty Dog slop.
It's not dog slop.
Or Insomniac or what have you.
Right.
No, this is very irreverent sometimes. Like the little girl that obviously is riding on your back. She's not a girl, she's a robot. And sometimes when she's hacking other robots, she's just yelling at the robot in binary. Like with 110011. She's just yelling that really quickly. And I was like, nah, this game kind of rocks. I don't know.
That's
I don't
fun.
know about
I like that.
And the way that you destroy the robots is you make the little girl hack, and while she's hacking, hold on, use one of my Switch controllers. You're using the face buttons to do like a DDR minigame. You have to do this with all the robots, and you're using your trigger to line up shots because when you hack them, it exposes their cores, and then your bullets actually start doing damage to the robots. Otherwise, it just kind of like pings off of their armor. It's fun. It's interesting. Yeah,
it's weird. I love that.
Yeah. I've been enjoying it. So I'll let you know when I beat it. That's the one game I've been playing recently. Otherwise, I've been reading more books, watching more movies. I've been reading a lot of the Absolute DC series. I've read 2 trade paperbacks of Absolute Batman, 2 trade paperbacks of Absolute Superman, which is wild. Absolute Flash, which is it's not. I hope it gets better. Absolute Martian Manhunter. I'm convinced you have to be high to really get the impact
You
of
have to
Absolute.
open your mind.
You have to open your Martian vision.
Yeah, you just have to engage your Martian vision. There are Martys everywhere. For those
I will say, Absolute Martian Manhunter was the most evocative comic I think I've read in like 30 years or something like that. It's been a long time. And also, I just started Absolute Wonder Woman, and that has a strong opening. I'll give it. I just started it, and it's like they hit the ground running. They're like, we know why you're here. By the way, she has like Cloud Strife's sword. She has
It's what the Absolute Wonder Woman is so awesome because they're like, okay, let's make her the most bad, like physically like imposing Wonder Woman ever, which is great.
Yeah.
But also let's give her the biggest, softest, most beautiful eyes that you have ever seen that are sweet like a little baby whenever we draw them. And this is our big, strong sword lady who also has the biggest doe-like eyes. We're gonna put them on the entire whole page. So it's really fun to have like just I don't know, like a very like obviously capable fighter character also have so much like grace and kindness in the core of it. It's super fun.
Yeah.
And yeah, the Absolute Martian Manhunter stuff is like I need to just read it again because it's been like a month or so since I read it, but very cool, like just cool, like it's just like kind of pushing the edge of like what comics can do, especially when it's like not that like a Martian Manhunter is like the oh my gosh, like the end, like the one that's not going to be the weird one, right? But it's just cool to see that like DC Warner Brothers up and up. Gets a little dicey from there, but obviously with news pending. But it's just cool to see like these this kind of like a creative swing existing. And it's not just like a limited run. They're like, oh yeah, this people love this. Well, we're just gonna keep on printing it. Like the Batman stuff is just like it's just such a clever like it's the kind of thing that like oh, it's Batman, but he doesn't have $1 billion or he's not a billionaire.
Yeah.
It's like the kind of thing. It's like, oh, you think it'd be cool for like 3 issues, and then it's not. But like, they find a lot of really cool ways that it changes everything, and aren't afraid to like bump a bunch of other stuff in a completely different way. It's so exciting. It's really good.
I think of the Absolute comics I've read so far, Absolute DC. I think still Absolute Batman is currently my favorite to read right now. I'll let you know when I finish Wonder Woman. I'll see the Absolute Superman. I want to love it, but it's a little too edgy. I don't know how to put it. It's like 90s edgy, but I get what they're going for. Yeah. And I love the Flash. The Flash is actually one of my favorite DC characters. I'm not in love with Absolute Flash right now, to my extreme disappointment. Anyways.
The Wonder Woman stuff is so good. I'm just gonna say this on the record now. Darkseid, you are not slick. All right, we all know what you're doing. We all know what you're cooking over there.
But let him cook. Let him cook.
Let's just like, oh look, here comes Zatanna, and it's just like I know.
Isn't there supposed to be an Absolute Zatanna? That's at the
there
end
is.
Of Absolute.
It's
how fast
you gotta
did you
read
reserve
it first.
that?
You gotta read it first.
Okay.
We'll talk.
Mike, what are you doing?
Bad news, everybody.
Uh-oh. Here we go.
Ray, you can put in a very specific music drop here.
Oh,
that song that is from the trailers of Halo 3 to finish the fight.
Yeah.
Bungie Shill Mike is back, everybody.
Let's go.
He never left.
He's been on sabbatical.
He's been on sabbatical. He was also trapped in a Murphy bed.
I was also trapped in a Murph bed, frozen, just like Chief, uh, and my guardian in after the peak of the final shape.
Yep.
Um,
And your ghost has come to the Cosmodrome and resuscitated you, and said, get in, loser. You take this shell and go to Tau Ceti.
you got to clock in at the Lose Everything factory, like, and I said, "You got it, Chief," and then I did. I've been playing Marathon,
Mhm.
and it's basically short pitch is it's Bungie's take on the extraction shooter genre, where basically you go into a shared map with other players. There's like rare guns and items and keys that will unlock even better stuff on different maps and help you solve puzzles on like later areas. Um, all in the same area, right? And then you all basically have to get out at this in the same way at the same time, or in like there's only like you know 6 or 7 like extraction opportunities in your map. So you're naturally going to like see other people and shoot them and then try to take their stuff, and then or you get shot. And it's very cool. I think the gameplay itself is like, I mean, it's very classic Bungie. Good, just basic gun feel is just really good. Uh, the abilities play are like they're powerful because they aren't like up constantly. So it's like when you use them, they can be very impactful, but you have to be like very decisive with that. It's not like in Destiny where you can just build to have like 3 smoke bombs constantly or whatever.
Mhm.
Like so when they feel really good in that like you have to be careful, but like when you use them, it will win. If you use it correctly, you will win the fight. Um, but it's just a really interesting thing because the whole package feels like it is a video game from the future,
Mhm.
where just like it is so. It's a very like uncompromising game. I think, like in terms of sound, um the just like the aesthetic of it's like crazy future health goth punk
Yeah.
stuff. um like I was thinking like uh I guess like kind of like I honestly have not spent a ton. I think I only got like 12, 15 hours in there somewhere.
I was about to
um
ask if you've made the Cryo Archive yet, and with
I've
that
not
hour
done
count,
that
the
yet,
answer is
but
no.
which sounds amazing. It's like, hey, what if there was a Destiny dungeon, but it you have to be on the lookout for other players who might try to kill you. Like that is a very intriguing prospect to me of like a that would be really fun, but also terrifying.
Mhm.
Um, but I was just thinking about this the other day about like I like Battlefield 6, but
Mhm.
in a lot of ways it just feels like I don't think anything Battlefield 6 is not doing anything like bad. I like it,
Mhm.
but it doesn't have like it feels like does not feel very memorable to me in a lot of ways.
Mhm.
Um, that I think, at least for me personally, Marathon is like, hey, I this looks like nothing I have ever seen before, and is a completely like, uh, just very like, again, there's like, take it or leave, right? There's nothing else like this.
Yeah.
Um, so I really liked it. I think I want to spend more time with it. I'm really curious. They've been like super quick, honestly, about like patches and hey, like, oh, this feels overtuned. We're gonna like dial this down. So it's like they've been doing the good work on the live game stuff.
Mhm.
Word needs to see of like what kind of holds on like the player numbers, but I think it is. Um, I think it is a very cool thing, and I really hope it finds a good, healthy audience that sticks with it for a long time because I think it's just there's like I said, there's nothing else like it.
Yeah.
And if people are kind of tired of big kind of triple A games feeling very samey, I think they would behoove themselves to maybe try something that they might not immediately like appeal to them, and come away with like, hey, I didn't think I would like this, or I would not have picked this or asked this to be an extraction shooter, but
It's
here we
working.
are. Yeah.
Well, Josh, what are you playing?
Nice. So the two main things that I've been playing, besides still dipping into Battlefield 6, recently got convinced, and Mike's been playing this as well. The release from February, Super Battle Golf. Ray,
Not
what
bad.
what if Mario Kart but golf?
That's called Mario Golf, isn't it?
No, so Super Battle Golf. I maybe I'm not played. I don't know if I played Mario Golf, but you are playing with 8 players, and you are all golfing on the same green at the same time. So you start.
Okay.
And we're talking like when it counts you down, you can, like, if you time it right, you get a speed boost to run to your ball. And as you're going through, you're picking up items, you're picking up a golf cart, you're picking up a dueling pistol, you're picking up landmines. And it is basically Mario Kart but golf. It is really fun. Definitely one of those. The game is solid because there is strategy there in terms of, like, how are you going to play this course? You do need to kind of pay attention to your stroke, your angle. What is the weather doing? Like, is the wind going to blow your ball back? You've got the randomness of your friends fucking around. Like, are they just trying to fuck you over because they're in no chance of getting it in? Or, what's going on there? So it's a very simple concept, but a surprisingly layered and complex game. And it is a lot of fun. And just like in Mario Kart, you can be running ahead and you're feeling really good, and then somebody has a
Avalanche begins.
They get the rocket launcher, and then somebody shoots you, and then somebody
homing balls
you, and then somebody freezes you, and then all of a sudden you're getting your ball in 5th place. And it's hilarious, it's fun, and it's $8 on Steam. So, like, it is well worth picking up and checking out. The other thing I've been playing a little bit of, this is an older game, but I picked up Danganronpa Trigger Happy Havoc on the Switch because it was $2.
I never took you for a visual game fan. A visual novel game.
It's one of those things that I've heard that name for so long, and I did not really know what it was. And it was $1.99 American on my Switch, and I had a work trip, and I was like, you know what? Why not? Let's see what it is.
All right.
And
let's take a spin.
Let's take a spin and do something crazy. And honestly, really enjoying it.
Okay.
Obviously, visual novel from Japan. Ridiculous. The characters are all very, very of a type. But also surprisingly deep gameplay when you, like, get into those certain moments of, like, you've got the investigation side, you've got the, like, interaction side, then you get to the trial and, like, the bullet time events and, like, the active, like, things that are happening based on the investigations that you've done and how thoroughly you've checked it out. Like, honestly, more engaging than I thought for a visual novel. Monokuma is a fucking psychopath, and I love him. Again, it's a 10-year-old game, but it was $2, and I'm having a blast. So,
all right. Unexpected, but I'm glad you're enjoying it. I think the last visual novel I tried where I discovered, everyone loves this, but I don't, was Doki Doki Literature Club, and that game cost me nothing, and I still haven't finished it because I'm like,
That's fair.
I just can't. Maybe one day I will, but I just can't do visual novel games. I don't know. For whatever reason. I did look up the trailer for Battle Golf, and I love how Battle Golf requires, like, nothing to run. They're like, recommended system minimum specs a GTX 950.
Yeah. Like
I think
again,
I
This might be like a
this is
PlayStation 2 game.
this is the
Yeah.
peak. Like you convince your buddy who has like a work laptop to play with you because you know that like you guys are gonna fucking love this, and like you're just you were just watching the Masters, you played Mario Kart on the last bachelor party, like buddy, no, listen, $8 American, we can do this. Like it is very much that game.
Yeah.
And it's so like I've been playing it now solidly for like a week. At one point, I went and played in a random public room. I was like, I need to go golfing. Like it's surprisingly fun. It is surprisingly engaging and endlessly hilarious and deeply frustrating too.
All right. I'll look into it. Maybe one day. We will see. Gentlemen, I wanted to go ahead and throw some news at you.
Oh, hit me with some hot
Please.
news.
So you ever heard of this company called Epic Games?
Yes.
The scrappy little startup. I've heard of them. They're getting kind of big, but they'll get there someday.
They made their own video game engine. We'll see how it takes off. They're calling it. I'm looking this up now. Unreal. All right, we'll see what happens.
Okay, we'll see how that does.
I'm saying this like I don't have Unreal 5 installed on my PC right now. But yeah, they just laid off 20% of their company like last month. They said, "Oopsie poopsie, we made a lot of bad business decisions, and we're not gonna hit certain profit goals, and so we have to lay off 1,000 people." And just a reminder that the CEO of Epic Games, Tim Sweeney, he has a net worth of $5 billion. Just lobbing that out there or something like that. I don't know. Yeah, it's not great news. I don't know how much of LinkedIn sickos you guys are.
0.
Good. Like the entirety of video game developer LinkedIn, like sometimes you will have people like, oh no, this company laid off a bunch of people, that's so sad. Well, we'll put their names out there and we'll see if we can get them to land on their feet, and hey, I support this person, let's see if we can get them back into the into a stable job. No, this one time, this was the time where I think the dam finally broke, and the entirety of game developer LinkedIn's like, hey, can we have a talk about how we're gonna kill Tim Sweeney? Like everyone had it. Like there was no more we're going to support these people. It was more like, hey, we saw that you guys made record profits last year and you still laid off people. The Fortnite guys, the Unreal Engine guys. Okay, cool. Great. We're going to, who are all your executives? We will find where you live. We're done. But there's like, I know we just finished that book club book, Mike. But this is like, it felt like that moment was happening in real time where everyone collectively said, all right, that's about enough of that. Like,
okay, we're good. Last straw.
So, obviously laying off 20% of their workforce, 1,000 people, big, huge, bad deal. As I just mentioned before, in 2025, their end of year, their quarter four report, they said that they had their most profitable year ever. They, as a company, made $6 billion. And yes, they are losing people. A lot of people are growing up and becoming adults, and some of them having kids. And they're like, you know what? I just don't want to play Fortnite forever anymore. And people are just kind of moving on. And I think that's okay. But Epic Games does not think that's okay. And they didn't have a battle plan. And some of the profit motives that they've done before have been their fault. Like, remember, I don't know if you guys remember when they sued Apple because
yeah, with the store stuff.
Yeah. That lawsuit, just in legal fees, and of course, Epic Games, they didn't win that lawsuit. They had to settle with Apple. Apple didn't win it all the way. They have to like change their app store, and they have to allow V-Bucks from Fortnite to be sold via third party so they can't always have to take a 30% cut off of it. But the amount of money that Epic Games was trying to sue Apple for, they lost that. They lost all their legal fees. Apple countersued them, and then they lost that. It's still going on in the courts. Millions upon millions upon millions of dollars, all for the sake of trying to keep the 30% money that they had. I don't know. Became a big thing. It's kind of rippled the entirety of the gaming news, and I'm bringing it up because it's, as I mentioned before on LinkedIn, it's wild to see that this is the dam that broke when it came to everyone's psyche of like, hey, wait a minute, no, this is enough. That's quite enough right now.
Yeah, it you know, a lot of companies have been doing layoffs. Because I think this is one of those like we're gonna find out. Oh, maybe the economy is not as good as it actually is if you're not like an AI company getting cajillions of
fake money.
fake money being dumped into you. If you're a real company that has to do real things, that does not get magic money investments from the magic money people, things have been like inflation is up, the dollar is down, so the money you do have does not go as far, and so like naturally, like if there's one area that's gonna hit, like probably get hit, it's like generally not mandatory spending on like entertainment stuff. So it's like um like a lot of companies have had layoffs lately, but also
Yeah.
20% is a fucking staggering amount of people to lay off.
Yeah.
It's the kind of thing. It's like maybe you did not control how much did not really think super hard about how you were building your company when things were good. If that's the kind of correction you have to make,
That's
that, or you think
so
it's gonna get a
wild to
lot
me.
worse before it gets better.
It might, yeah, definitely. There's actually a student that is a former graduate from the college where I teach at, and they are coming to give a talk because they work in indie games now. And I think the talk that they're coming to give was actually a podcast episode I want to do, but I'll I might crib some things from their talk, and of course I'll credit them. We're kind of in the middle right now of, if you love video games, we're in the indie game revolution because all the AAA studios have just lost their damn minds. From Microsoft to Epic Games to um, Nintendo in some cases, definitely Sony. Sony closing Blue Point Studios, that hurt. That hurt. They were working on a Bloodborne remaster. I take my heart
They
out.
had like an internal counter that's like if 1 billion people tweet about a Bloodborne remaster, everyone gets fired. Just not just to be out of spite, and then that line finally crossed, and they're like, "Oh, goodbye."
Yeah, I do love listening to his podcasts, Jeff Gershman, but he had one take about Blue Point being shut down that I just like fantastically disagreed with. He said, it was probably just Sony looking at a budget sheet and saying, okay, the guys that do like HD remasters really well, yeah, I guess we could just ask them to go ahead and keep the profit motive open. And he's like, well, that's just the way the cookie crumbles. And it's like, dog, nah, it's it's not just about these people are numbers. They did a job. They are known industry wide for doing a job really well. There is just a point where it's like, hey, that's not okay. And I think you're right, Mike. A lot of it does have to do with like some people overcorrecting because they based the financial situation that we are in right now is supposed to be much stronger than what it is right now. We don't have to
Right.
get into the variety of
The horrors. Yes.
war-shaped reasons why it's not
Uh-huh.
as good as it is right now. Um, we don't have to get into that. We could, but we won't.
Telepathically sending all of our listeners my thoughts on the situation so they can interpret them without me having to say them into a microphone.
That's true. Yes. Yes. But if you, I guess the end of that is if you love video games, don't worry. The indie scene of people just like scraping together and making really, really solid games, that's still booming. An example, and this is not me trying to dunk on Bungie or something like that, because I have said this many times and I'll say it again. I don't want Bungie as a studio to close. I know Marathon doesn't have the player count right now, and I think that's a shame because I think Marathon, at very minimum, is a fantastic looking and playing game. It might not be for me, but it doesn't have to be for me. There's a lot of video games not for me. But the exact same day that Marathon came out, Slay the Spire 2 came out, and that game sold 3 million copies in 2 days. And I'm not sure if Marathon has sold 1 million copies. And this is a game of one of these games was made by a studio of 300 people. The other one of these games was made by a studio of 10. And there's just a lot of much more original ideas coming out from smaller indie studios. I'm not saying that indie studios are going to supplant AAA gaming, but I'm going to steal a term from John Romero, which, by the way, I'm reading his book, Masters of Doom. Very interesting guy, genius game dev. Definitely some father issues that you should read the book and learn about. Fascinating guy. He says that right now what we're going through, it's not like the collapse of the video game collapse of 1983. He says, no. This is worse than the video game collapse of 1983. You just don't know it because you could still go out and buy a Switch 2 and get a bunch of good games for it.
A Switch 2 that is $50 more expensive than it was like.
Has that price gone up?
Or I think it's going to, right?
Yeah, I don't
can't
know
remember
the
off top of my
date, but
head.
they did announce a price increase on everything.
It's like that as as like as millennial-ish gamers, right?
Mhm.
That doesn't happen. It's like, what do you mean the shit gets more expensive? That's crazy.
The price of the
Which
PS5
just
has
like
never
kind
come
of
down.
tells
It's
you
only
that
gone
again,
up.
there's like a supply issue on one end. So
Mhm.
that's like now that's why the games are $70. Also, like everything else broadly collectively
Mhm.
is now $70.
Yeah.
Like whatever it's the games are now $70. That whatever the equivalent of that is to your car, your rent, your mortgage,
Mhm.
your groceries. That the games are $70 happen to every single other thing in your life.
Yeah.
Your
Oh,
paycheck
wait.
is not $70 now.
If I'm going to simp for
Does
this
that make
game a little
sense?
bit, I'll
You
simp
know,
for no. You're I 100% get where you're coming to, and you're absolutely correct. Like the costs are just up, and they have not come down. I think Josh tells me this at least once every 3 months. What is the cheapest car that you could possibly buy brand new? It's a Nissan Versa for $20,000, and I don't know if you've driven a Nissan Versa, but it's the most car that you could possibly drive. Um, I'm going to simp for this game slightly more. Pragmata, only $60. I don't know how they did it, but
I'll take it. Sure.
yeah, we take those.
Like a proper Xbox 360 game. Thank you.
You know, there's a war in the Middle East. The movie stars are back to trying to starve themselves. And there's a Republican in the White House. Welcome back, 2008. We missed
Well,
you.
if you're, it
Wow.
took me a
Beautiful like
second.
that. Just good to be back.
It took me a second to look this up, but I remember hearing this. If you're Nintendo and your Mario Kart World, your game is $80, or
I thought it was 90.
well, I think the physical version is 90, but
Yeah.
they released another $80 video game. Elden Ring, the Tarnished Edition, is $80
Is that out?
for the Nintendo Switch.
I didn't know that was $80. I didn't know it was even out yet.
I don't know if it's out yet, but they did announce that it will be $80.
Are
A
they
game that's
doing
been out for a long time is going to be $80 on the Switch too. Like, you fucking...
Yeah, I want the. And besides, I don't want the tarnished version. I want the good one. Come on.
Oh, you tarnished. Are they trying to pitch it as like it comes with
I'm
all
going to
the
go
DLC?
to this grocery store in this hellhole state that I live in, and I'm going to buy an AR-15, and I'm going to drive to your hellhole state and shoot you with it and turn it in, and nobody will convict
We'll make it
me
a
of it.
murder-suicide thing. There we go.
Okay, hold on,
Content
back up.
warning.
I actually don't
You
know
can
if you
do
guys are
that.
joking. Can you actually still buy like rifles in your grocery stores?
I don't think so.
Okay.
No.
I think you have to go to the. I think you have to go to the nice Target for that.
The nice target.
That would be.
Oh yeah, and it's a game key card. I own. Yeah.
They only.
It's not even the game on the
only at the
card.
nice-
It's a
it's only at
game
the-
key card.
Yeah, it's only at the nice Target. That'd be great. Wow. Now there's an idea.
Yeah. So my decision to not buy a Switch 2 seeming less and less crazy every day.
Yeah, it kind of feels like unless you're like, there's Pokemon stuff. As someone replaying an almost decade-old game, hey, Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom look awfully good on the.
Oh, those updates do magical things.
On the darn Switch 2 after I paid for the upgrade.
Yeah, but that's what like
double-barreled fuck you, Nintendo.
Yeah,
but,
we're talking
hey, it
like
looks really good.
Hey,
It was worth it.
they made it bad.
sucked.
They made it bad the first time, and then they made it slightly better. But then they're gonna charge you more, and you're gonna have to buy a $550 car. Like, no, miss me with that shit. Miss me with
yeah,
it
it's just-
100%.
Like Donkey Kong Bonanza fun. I don't know if Donkey Kong Bonanza $550 dollars fun.
Yeah,
Probably not. No.
Yeah.
I
don't think
semi-related.
a lot of things are that much fun. You
No,
know?
they're really not. Like again, and the problem is like Repo, $8. Played it.
Yeah.
I think I have 60 hours in Repo, and that game has been so fun. Super Battle Golf, $8. Having a blast. Like, and for some of those games, it's almost the critical mass of like, hey, we're gonna make it so cheap that the people who love this can then convince 10 other people to get it, and we
Yeah.
still get to $80. Like, it just, there are few things that can be so good that they justify that many dollars up front, and then which most of them will then ask you to put more money into it later on at some point, to be like, hey, put more in, do more, give me more, let me find a way to extract more out of you. And kind of in a similar vein, this week, Xbox, new Xbox head Asher Shawarma was quoted in a leaked memo saying that, hey, maybe Game Pass got too expensive and is out of reach for a lot of people, which, for some of us who might have been nervous about her taking over the head and not knowing, much about gaming, like, actually kind of a pretty good thing for her to say. Like, yes, no, a thing that doubled in price in less than 18 months
did not noticeably get that much better.
Yeah. It, in
No.
fact, kind of changed the
know?
same, especially now when they're kind of talking about, like, maybe the next Call of Duty or in 2 Call of Duties might not be on Game Pass.
I was saying this years ago. I was saying that was the dumbest effing financial decision. I was like, anyways, we don't have to get into it, but I feel like I shouldn't have to. I feel like I shouldn't have like an idea that a CEO of a $3 trillion valuation company just doesn't see coming. Like, what if we give away the $70 game to every Jack, Dick, and Harry that pays $10 a month for our service?
Well, here's honestly a great idea if you keep the service $10 a month and you keep it to a point where everybody
You can't do both.
Yeah, like you can't make it a $30. Like you cannot make it a $30 a month service for the person who's only getting it for the Call of Duty. Like if you can get all of the Call of Duty people to give you $120 instead of $70, fucking great, fucking money printing factory. But if you get the Call of Duty people to give you $30 once and then say, you know what, actually fuck this, I'm going back to Fortnite, then you lost the plot. Like that's where they messed up. But in this corporate consolidation and money extraction timeline, I can see how the bean counters got in and the actuaries get, oh, well, if we do this and we make this and we tweak this, this is the absolute most that we can get in the market and we're going to do this. Like, no, actually, consumers are not as rational as your spreadsheets, and to hear somebody in upper management at least admit that and be like, yo, we might have fucked up, gives me a little bit of hope. Now, will they do anything smart with that? Who knows? But more than likely, they'll fire Asher Shawarma and say, like, no, fuck you. You
Fire her.
Nope. That's not what I wanted to hear.
That's
did I hallucinate that? I mean, one, Xbox is saying, "Hey, we're working on a new console."
They are.
I know there's been contention
Console.
in the podcast. Right. Okay. Well, we're coping with the air quotes there. Maybe a scooch, but we'll see.
Mike, the answer is yes. It did happen.
We'll
Don't listen to Ray.
The poly market odds are shifting against you, Ray, at this moment.
Are they? Okay, we'll see.
Want to buy out?
We'll see what happens.
Yeah, I'll buy your bet for, like, you know. I'll come up. We'll find a way. I can buy you out if you're
okay.
Don't want to eat a full L here.
All right.
But also I have the feeling that, like, I don't know if I'm making this up. I'm definitely making this up, but I feel like they were kind of like, hey, this is gonna be working on a new console. It's gonna be like $1,000.
Yeah, that was the rumor going around at the latest GDC. Like, it's supposed to be $1,000 PC/console hybrid. That's why I'm air quoting console. It'll be something that no one on this podcast buys. I could just say that out loud confidently.
Yeah, it's like it kind of feels like games are either, you know, we're kind of like, I don't know, it's just like with all like the tech stuff. It's just like, yeah, we made like. I don't know. This is why Marathon, at least to me, was such a breath of fresh air. Like, consoles now are just like, at least in a lot of games, it just feels like there is no real like space or room for these things to have like a generational leap. The way from, like, I still think about when we had a PlayStation and then we got like a GameCube, how that was like fucking earth shattering to me. Like, when Luigi's hand touched the doorknob in Luigi's Mansion, I was like, things will never look bad. And this, I've talked about this before on the podcast, but like there is no more leap for that. It's basically like, yeah, this is just like going to be a pre-built gaming PC with an Xbox on it.
Yeah,
maybe like 60% Xbox, 40% PC. And it's just like, it's hard to think about. Like, I guess I'm just like, what is that? Is it just like catching somebody at the right time to, like, who needs to upgrade their hardware?
I have
Like,
no idea. Like,
I just don't know what you like. The games
I have
are
no
just
idea who this is
there's
supposed to be for.
AAA military shooter that looks the same, and it's just like we're very much spinning our wheels, and I think that's why, like, people are going to things like, you know, like your Repo or like other like
indie games,
indie spaces, just because like the tech has plateaued. The AAA kind of energy behind that as well is in the same space.
Moore's Law is dead, and we will never see a graphical fidelity shift like we did from the PS1 to the PS2 ever again. Yeah. We will not see the SD to HD revolution ever again unless we get like some sort of like new visual medium where like we're not on these like emissive panels and we are literally on like some sort of hologram. Like, we are in an era of incremental upgrades, and things like ray tracing, yes, are going to increase graphical fidelity and the realism effect in certain ways, but like there will never be a time where we see the kind of just stunning, jarring, have to have it next gen like we did in that era. It's just not going to happen where computing is at, where is honestly again the next big shift like that also might not come until cloud streaming is more viable on the mainstream, because you just can't, there's only so much compute that you can get out of a couple hundred to 1,000 watts out of the wall plug versus
Yeah.
the data center where you can have compute clusters and you can have, servers
This
running.
is that exactly. Like that's the kind of shit, Josh, I want like Kojima to do.
Yeah.
Is like I want them to give him like, hey, we here's your class. I want like Death Stranding 5 to be some sort of like crazy kind of like technological innovation like that.
Yeah.
Honestly,
And
I think Nintendo and obviously Steam are ahead of the game where we're going to eventually settle in. I think it's going to be like it's going to be both. It's like, hey, you could plug it in if you want to, but this is a handheld thing that we want you to just take with you. And there's a lot of rumors that the next PlayStation will be a portable device similar to a Switch or Switch 2 or whatnot. And I would rock with that because as I said a couple times, I still pick up my PSP from time to time because I don't know when I'm traveling, like Josh, you just said, like when I'm traveling or when I just have a moment and I'm laying in bed because I can't always be in front of my monitors or screens. It's kind of nice to just take it with me. Not always, like there's a decrease in quality, but I played a lot of Tears of the Kingdom handheld mode. Was when I used Ultra Hand, it moved at 5 frames a second. Yep, Tears of the Kingdom not optimized, but on Switch 2, you know, it is. I guess they eventually got there. I think that's where we're kind of headed very
Yeah.
slowly, and that's where I was confused. Where like, it seems like Microsoft is not wanting to meet that moment. They want to say like, no, we want to lock you down even more, actually, in front of the screen
yeah.
because I don't know. It's a different tactic. We'll see how it goes. I wanted to say, Mike, earlier, like the biggest shift and my favorite example of a big video game shift that we probably will never see is Metal Gear Solid 1 to Metal Gear Solid 2. That's like
Shooting the individual ice cubes and stuff like
yeah,
that.
yeah. The rain effects on the PS2 version of Sons of Liberty literally have never been emulated again because the rain effects of Sons of Liberty were specially formatted to work on the PS2 hardware, and it is still to this day the best rain effects in video gaming. Period. Like no one else has emulated that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
That's a
saw
little nerd
something
detail.
similar, like the even doing remasters of some games from like consoles of that era, like the Prime remaster from GameCube to the Switch, the way the lighting works, like the way
Yeah, I think I sent you that video.
yeah,
Yeah.
and just like the way that like it would track her power shot and like there would be glow the entire time, and like the way that they were just figuring out how to do some stuff in a very cowboy fashion but getting really good fidelity out of it. And now everybody it just doesn't work that way anymore. And like, oh, we can't recreate that. Like,
Yeah, it's not that they don't have the skill, it's that the energy and the tech that they used at the time to make it happen, they decided it was not worth the cost
Yeah.
to do it. And I get that, you know, literally video game project manager here. I totally get that, but also as you're correctly pointing out, Josh, there is that sauce is lost and
Yep.
you have to go back to original hardware to get it.
Yeah.
It's disappointing.
I mean, I
sucks.
think like kind of semi-related. I still feel like for stuff recently, I feel like the one truly next gen game I think I've played in the past couple years has been Alan Wake 2. One because I think like the if there is like a defining feature of like the PS5 era of like solid, everybody has solid state drives now.
Mhm.
It's loading stuff very quickly.
Yes.
And that game does things with that are not just, hey, the fast travel is fast. That feels like, oh, this could not exist in other things. Like
I want to give you a game that you could play because I know you have a PS5.
Mhm.
And it's short relatively, and it's really fun, and it's really easy. I almost platinumed it, like accidentally. I almost platinumed it. Ratchet and Clank: A Rift Apart. That game, it was relative. Yeah, that game does some. I didn't play it until like 2023, but when I did play it, I was like, oh, you guys are doing some witchcraft over here. That's actually amazing.
Yeah,
To describe
more.
it to
It
Josh,
feels like
with,
that's the move with this stuff, or at least like that was just something I kind of took away, and yeah, I don't know where else, if we're in an age of incremental improvement, you have to find other ways to set yourself aside. And again, that's why I like marathon, or why I found marathon so interesting, because it's just like, as a whole, is just is very much a like art. It is very much a like very comprehensive and unique vision that it's just really fun to like. It's just so like refreshing
yeah.
to know it exists and is doing its thing.
To describe it real quick to Josh, in Ratchet and Clank: Rift Apart, the individual dimensional rifts that appear in the game, they appear in a 3D space, and you can walk straight through them, and you're in a completely different streamed world of the game world, as in a completely different map. And then the rifts can disappear and reappear at different points, and it's seamless. There's no loading to it at all, and it's wild to watch in real time at 60 frames per second at 4K.
That's
Actually wild.
that sounds amazing.
I'll have to send you a video of it later.
You know what else is a seamless experience?
What? Are we sure about this?
Visiting unscriptedgaming.com.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, please.
That's where you can get information on everything unscripted gaming, all the different shows that we've got here. We're cooking behind the scenes. Our next post scripted. We've got Creed Got Robbed, a movie rewatch podcast, and if you ever have any comments for the show, you can reach out to us at mailbag@unscriptedgaming.com. You can follow our socials, Facebook, Unscript Game Podcast, on Blue Sky at unscript_gaming. SoundCloud.com/unscripted-gaming gets you audio versions of all of our podcasts, and we are on all the major podcatchers. You can catch video versions of our show. Just look up Unscripted Gaming 2.0. Thank you for listening to Unscripted Gaming. My name is Josh.
My name is Ray.
My name is Mike.
Peace.